Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on the Creative Retreat channel today. And today I have a Bible journaling process for you here in my art journal. And I am journaling another entry for this Kingsman Redeemer devotional, which is the June Faith Art Box. So I have a couple of the Creative Retreat colors pulled out, or these inks, because I'm going to be using these with some blending brushes and the stencil that came with the kit. And I'm going to be trying some mixed media type things here on this page. I want to give that a try here in this art journal, and so I will list below any of the products that I use, but let's go ahead and dig into it. Let's get to it. Okay, darling, so this comes together pretty quickly. I'm using a technique I have used before. I'm using contour brushes, and these are makeup brushes with these 4 Creative Retreat colors, and I am going to create little blobs of color to kind of paint like a mural in the background here. And so I specifically put 5 blobs of pink, and I'm just going to call them blobs. And then I'm going to go and put in the waterfall color. So first I use cotton candy, and I will link these colors below just in case you are curious which colors I used. I'm using waterfall right now, which is that the lighter teal blue color. I really love this color. It's new to my collection of Creative Retreat inks. And I'm just using that blending brush to blend that right into there. And now I'm gonna grab the mermaid teal. Now this is darker, as you can see here. It shows up a little darker than the waterfall. And I wanted that to create another color that would be darker than the teal. It would be a darker teal than the waterfall. And then now I'm using the color Yield, and this is just gonna add a little bit more spark because just the waterfall and the cotton candy and the mermaid teal really wasn't gonna pop off of the page. So this is gonna fill in all of those extra spaces with the Yield. And there we go. So now I'm going to grab my stencil, and because I already have all the color in my background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pen to go ahead and outline the floral that is on that stencil. So you can use this in a number of ways. You guys have seen me use it with the contour brush where I am blending in the color through the stencil. You can also watercolor with a stencil. I've done that before in the past. And now I'm just using the stencil and basically tracing the flower onto my page. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for the pink spots so I can trace the floral right onto that pink section. So it looks like the actual hibiscus is pink. I love this technique. Another thing you can do as well is you can do this technique with the background and then stamp in black. And then it would be like the same effect. And I love how this gives like a very bright background, but all of the subtle black outlines and writing on top of it really makes the page come together beautifully. So I add that hibiscus in a number of places. So those 5 places I have the pink blobs in. And I also want to say that the pen that I am using is an archival pen. This is super important because you'll see me add some watercolor splatters towards the end. And the reason why none of my colors are moving is because I'm not using anything that's water reactive. So that's super important if you want to add any watercolor in the end. Okay, now I'm just adding a couple of leaves just to finish off some of those flowers. Some have the leaves and some don't. And now I'm going to work on my title. I grab the glossy stickers, and then my title is going to be My Story, Your Glory. I am journaling the number 4 reflection question, where it talks about you writing a letter of praise and just glorifying the Lord. And so that is what I'm doing here. I'm just praising God for his redemptive power in my life, for him actually writing my story, because if I were to write my own story, it definitely wouldn't look the way that it looks now. But I know that his plans are better. And the fact that he took the time to redeem me, to restore me, all of this is for his glory. It's for a bigger plan and a bigger purpose. So that is my title. And I am just going to write out my heart here. And I love that this is one of the journaling questions because we have to take time to reflect on what we read. We have to take time to reflect on what God wants to say to us. But then we also answer back to the Lord in prayer. So I love that. Down here, I'm just going to add the verse from John chapter 17, verse 10. That is the focus verse that I focused on. And I'm going to just grab the reflection question, cut that out here, and add that to the top of my page, just so I know which reflection question I focused on for this specific page. I'll just adhere that right here. I've been answering the reflection questions in my art journal. And then the last thing I'll do, well, not last thing, right before I add my splatters, I am going to grab my date stamp and add that to the side here. And then now the last thing I'll do is add some splatters, and I add those over the flowers. And like I said, because it's an archival ink, it doesn't mess up any of the art. Here is a last look at this page. I love how it turned out. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the Creative Retreat YouTube channel. God bless, darlings. Bye.